Good evening. I'm Glenda Carlin, and it is October 7th, 2025. This is our weekly A Course in Miracles and Tibetan Buddhist Zoom meeting. I appreciate all that came out to be here. God Angela, God Ed, God Debbie, God Leon, God Terry, God Glenda, and those that see the video later. Guide me, Holy Spirit, Jesus, Buddha, enlightened beings, as to what to do or say, and help those that listen to this now and later to have the insights that help them in their awakening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, without this group, I wouldn't be as careful as I am about writing down what I'm experiencing, what I'm practicing, because then I realize I can share it and maybe something within this can help a person. You never know. Just one thing could, if one thing can help save me years of work or weeks or months or heartache, it would be great. That's my purpose. Oh, look, there's Danelle. Ooh, hello, Danelle. Welcome, welcome, honey. Nice to see you. Yeah. Um, okay, so the topic for tonight is the mind can transcend thought. Now, I have to say, I never, ever, really ever thought about what's it gonna be like when I'm not all caught up in thoughts, feelings, sensations. I never thought about that. I never thought that that would occur. Honest, honest. I didn't know what, I didn't know what would result from practicing A Course in Miracles and Tibetan Buddhism and meditating. But as I made notes and reread through my document, it really did come to me that this is so simple, but I made it difficult because I kept thinking and intellectualizing, and thinking's the word, thinking. And it came to me, there's two things that can take you out of this thinking mind, out of this dual thinking mind, to where it merges with non-duality, is meditation and practicing what's called Trechod, or Jesus calls it forgiveness in A Course in Miracles. Those two things can take you the whole way. I never, until now, do I realize the significance of that. So, because meditation, and it's a certain meditation, sky gazing, it's called space mingling, where a person becomes aware they have thoughts, and they let these thoughts go, or become aware when they've attached to a thought. And it's so easy to attach to a thought because we each have certain relationships or occupations or things we're studying. If we're getting, like Terry's getting a degree in holistic healing, is not not to, we can still think, we still think, but to be aware when, like, I have this thought, let's see, let's think of one, is let's just use the example that helped free me to this realization that I've transcended the thinking mind, is a few weeks back, and I shared it last week. I had a disagreement with a fellow condo owner about serving expired items at a birthday party at our clubhouse, at our common clubhouse. But I didn't understand the depth of why this came up. Was I had not let go of thoughts of judgment of my late husband, because he would cook with foods that were kind of old. He had a very tough stomach. I didn't. And it caused lots of disagreements with us. And at that time, I wasn't practicing the course, so I was angry. I was damn angry and would get upset, etc. Well, that stuff's laying in my unconscious mind, not dealt with, not looked at, not let go of. So in this last 2 weeks, it dawned on me to call up my husband and say to him, if you had known better, you would have done better. If I had known better, I would have done better. Please forgive me. I forgive you. I love you, and really, I meant it. This wasn't some superficial little words. I meant it. It's the genuineness that we do these practices and to let go, to let go. But see, that thought had not come up in meditation about judgments of expired food items. That had to be brought to my attention in an external event. That's how good Holy Spirit is. And to back it up even, I've never volunteered to help at a birthday party at our clubhouse. And I did it because nobody else had volunteered. This person needed help. There's the main person there, the assistant, that helps. So I helped. But see, I chose to help, put myself in that position, and there it was. where I said something really rude to the lady. I could have said it without swearing at her, but I put a swear word in there. And realized later when I sat with it, because again, these are thoughts, right? Thoughts that come through the mind. So the thought would come back about that disagreement. Now that's hope. I used to think, oh, ego just bugging the hell out of me, right? No, 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 no. This is Holy Spirit re-bringing up the item because I've not completely let go of it in many ways, right? I won't belabor the point, but I'm hoping y'all are listening to what the hell I'm saying, because we each have these things that are in the unconscious mind that we haven't thought about. So therefore, feeling what we feel, if we feel irritated or upset or whatever, then we need to back up a little bit and check what am I feeling irritated about? And then it will unfold as to letting these thoughts come and go. And that's called practicing Trechod or forgiveness, where you think of the person as God, as the clear light of spirit, right? I love you, right? That's the purity of this working, this practice that is, I have to just, and Terry laughs every time I say something like, this is huge. To me, this is so huge to actually integrate in your daily life, practicing seeing through external images to think about the clear light of spirit they are, or actually sometimes you see this open spaciousness. That's the essence of God presence. That's them. But it had never, ever, ever come to me to practice Trechod on a thought in my mind. I could do it all day long on images that show up out here in the environment. But what happened, let's see if I can I kind of made some notes. When was it? Friday. It's kind of, no, it was Saturday. Well, wait. I'm going to go through this list when I saw a post from Talopa about the transcending thought, but that was Saturday. I want to preface this transcendent of mine, besides this example of this disagreement I had with a person, practicing Trechod and forgiveness, is experiences that I had starting last Thursday, the 2nd of October. That's going to lead up to me figuring out to practice seeing through a thought in my mind, which I'd never done before. Very, very miraculous, very miraculous. But because that means, first of all, I have to damn recognize I have a thought and to say to myself, oh, I'm going to see through that. I'd never done that before. And bingo, up shows the clear light in my mind. See, my eyes are closed, but I'll cover that in a bit. So let's go to Thursday. So almost every Thursday night, Timo, who is the guy that coordinates and started our daily meditation group, it's called LA Dzogchen Meditation Group. And it's a daily thing, 11 to 12 Eastern Daylight Time. Anybody wants to attend, just private message me on Facebook and I'll get you a link to it. I usually attend that Thursday night where he reads from a blue book. It's called Longchenpa. And Longchenpa is a holy, holy enlightened being that his works have been translated, transcribed into these books. There are 5 blue books. The book he reads from is called The Basic Space of Phenomena, but also there's a paper called The Freedom of, I forget, The Freedom of Being. Forget the kind of name of the paper. So we're in meditation, and I'm really doing non-meditation, which means life as it is. I'm looking around my living room. I'm looking at the people on the tile, thinking of them as spirits, seeing the clear light, living life. Other times I close my eyes and listen to the words, let them just wash through me. And I recognize something very unusual happened. I started to I felt it, I didn't see it. I started to feel that images were coming in frames, little frames, like a movie. I Googled this. I looked up a movie when they project a movie in the theater. They project that movie 48 to set, and usually at 24 frames per second. So per second, they're projecting a frame, an image, 24 of them per second. It can be 48 to 72. And what that does, that allows these separate little images to appear as solid objects, right? Appear as a movie. Well, I Googled what the hell the eyes do. And the eyes can see 30 to 60 frames per second. But see, I'd not really thought about this. I've heard a few times that in a second, there's 1,500 mind moments. And that gave me pause because I realized, ooh, that means in a second, the unconscious mind and the dualistic mind, it's ample opportunity to judge things. And it's judging them at a top rate speed, lightning speed, putting all that judgments in my unconscious mind, etc. Well, that gave me pause, but so I just keep practicing Trechod, being through the images, cutting through the images to see the clear light of space that's here, the openness of space that's here, the true nature of our mind. Well, anyway, I started to feel the things were slowed down, that there were frames to these images. And as I sat with this to write my notes tonight, I realized what was happening. Time was slowing down because I wasn't in the regular knee-jerk conditioned behavior of just buying into all these images, because I've leaned back so much off of the image to see the clear light that spaciousness is happening enough that it's in, we've talked about it and you feel it yourselves. There's more space between thoughts called sacred pauses, etc. More now moments, right? Well, I realized that was what's happening. Time was slowing down. And then what I noticed was these images were metabolizing in my mind. Now, Timo uses that word, and it came to me as this was going on, the word eaten, E-A-T-E-N. These images were being eaten up in my mind. They were being dissolved in my mind. And I just let that go. I just let that go. Um, okay, then Friday, let's see what happened Friday. Oh, then see, I sit with this and I ask Holy Spirit to help me, let me understand what's going on. Because I want to stabilize the view of things being slowed down, you know, stabilize seeing the clear light more and more during the day, right? And it dawned on me about our six senses. See, the mind is a sixth sense, but sight, hearing, smell, taste, touch. So I got smell. There's six senses. But just why I explain this is for you to sit with it and realize what's going on here. All this sensations, sight, sounds, taste, smell are being coming all the time, all the time. And the thinking mind is processing them. And therefore, thoughts, feelings, and sensations show up in the mind based on all those senses. But when we're asleep and not mindful, a sound can be a certain sound, can be a noise that we then instantly get irritated with. And then when I'm irritated with it, then what happens? I have a thought maybe a something in the past related to that sound, and before I know it, another thought glues to that thought, and a feeling glues to that thought, and before you know it, I've got a story going on that my mind's wandered off to even during the daytime while you're walking around. So in this awakening, you're becoming aware of when your mind wanders off, and you just bring it back to the now and let go of those thoughts and feelings. Plus, it re-entered my mind picture. The sonship could not create images without creating a dualistic mind that's of two-ness, a subject and an object. A dualistic mind, capital A awareness of the sonship, could instruct the dualistic mind what to create. Now, and the dualistic mind then would have to gather the data from all the senses and probably gave suggestions like this would be better if it had two eyes and it was balanced, or, there's suggestions going back and forth between the dual mind and capital A awareness, because even that's what awakening means. They're integrated. You're no longer holding your capital A awareness, your Christ Buddha awareness that sees the wholeness of everything, sees the pure light of everything, while you're enjoying something feels smooth or something feels rough. You still can identify these objects and have duality. We still can have that. It's that we don't get carried away with the stories about good and bad. But I'm just wanting to clarify, the dualistic mind was created, in my opinion, by the sonship. So it just didn't show up. It was created to create form. And I won't belabor that, except that We've labeled the dualistic mind bad and wanted to just get rid of it. And that's why we repress thoughts or thoughts, deny feelings, repress feelings. We're just we're just all wound up and confused in that mind that's its own job was to sort good and bad, happy, sad, and give a perspective, sensations to capital A awareness. And a capital A awareness would instruct the mind, that's good enough, let go of that. And the dualistic mind would let go. And they'd go on to the next project of creating something together. That's just the way it was. But the dualistic mind decided it's in there creating. It liked some of these objects it was creating, and it didn't want to let go. This is so profound that I missed it. So from the very beginningless beginning, capital A awareness was there instructing the dual mind it created. Just let go of that. We're done with that. Let go. And we're going on to the next project to create a tree or whatever. Then let go of that. We're going on to make a bug. All right, let go of that. We got its legs all straight, etc. We're going to let go of that and make a fish. It capital A awareness needed the dualistic mind to make all these inventions. And everything was going great when dualistic mind would let go. But guess what? It decided to not let go. It loved something so much, it wouldn't let go. So it quit listening to capital A awareness. So guess what? One of the main themes that I teach is learning to let your thoughts, feelings, and sensations come and go. Guess what? We're back to the beginningless beginning when the dual mind was working with capital A awareness and would let go. And then you just enjoy the sense data. You just enjoy whatever you're doing and let go. And you're aware when you grab onto something and you go, oh, I'm gonna let go. Or I'm pushing something like, oh, I wanna let go. I'm telling you, it's this simple, but we're not taught it. We just get all wound up, entangled in all these stories, all these things. Well, anyway, I'm sitting with all that on Friday, realizing to the profundity of the simple statement, let go means let things come and go and just be. That Lama Surya Das has done 40 years or more of all this meditation and teaching. That's the crux to his teaching, besides Trechod and meditation. And I damn didn't get it. I would try. So please practice letting go. Learning to let go means let come and go and just be, rest in the clear light. Whatever you call the openness and spaciousness of clear light. And it dawned on me, golly gee, it dawned on me that we have ways of feeling what pure unconditional love feels like. This never came to me until this week too. Just ask yourself, what does pure unconditional love feel like? Well, I wouldn't have been able to have told you. Even though I sit with you all and talk about the mind feels open, spacious, peaceful, calm. Those are all characteristics of what pure unconditional love feels like. So pat yourself on the back that if you're feeling these things, you're feeling pure unconditional love. These are the characteristics we're wanting to cultivate and develop versus the dualistic mind who is over sorting good, bad, up, down, right, left, outer, inner. You're not merged with this open spaciousness. You're outside it, or it's outside of you. You can feel spacious in your mind, but you haven't let loose of the cells of your skin Haven't let loose and relaxed to feel the spaciousness of the clear light that's surrounding you right now. The pure presence of God presence, divine presence is here right now. But anyway, and I put that in the email because I sat there and I was listing these characteristics that I was feeling, and I was shocked. Hold it. People are feeling unconditional love, this openness, spaciousness, vastness, clarity. Those are the feelings of pure unconditional love. So you sit with those, be with that, be with that clear spaciousness. And one way to do it is during meditation. I'll cover more of this next week, but you can close your eyes and breathe in and out of your eyelids and sky gaze through your eyelids. And when you do that, you will see the spaciousness, the vastness that's there. And it could be, it'll look black, but even black is full of light, and it could be shimmering and luminous. But that is the clear light, is because you can see the black. But it's vast, it's spacious. That is your Buddha mind, Christ mind. Anyway, all right, so let's see. Yeah, Saturday, I realized I was feeling what pure love felt like. And then I realized that even dualism, good, bad, the six senses were expressing unconditional love, like sight, to see what pure love looks like. When you see colors of light or spaciousness, that's pure love. And all of these forms, just by their very existence, by seeing a bug, a animal, a plant, another person, just by their existence, that proves pure love. Because pure love showed up as clear light, as the five elements. The clear light is all the five colors that make the composition of all the forms. But just simply seeing another person proves pure love. I never got that before either. Hearing the various pitches of sounds that you hear from low frequency to high frequency, the sound of a honeybee's little hum as it's going through the air. All these sounds, whether they're a loud sound of a train noise or a big car boom or whatever it is, these are all sounds of pure love. Pure love created all of them. Touch, the same thing about touch. It feels smooth, even, equanimous, equal to all. Your touch, you just feel kind of caressing, all loving, or even if you feel roughness, it's all due to pure love, being created by pure love. Smell, same thing, taste. And it dawned on me when I was sitting preparing to talk tonight that the six senses I've taken for granted, and 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 not mindful of them. So part of awakening is to be mindful of what I'm eating while I'm eating it, what I'm smelling while I'm smelling, what I'm seeing. And all this sounds so damn simple, but it's not. Because typically the mind is somewhere else when we're eating. I even to this day have to watch my mind when I'm eating. What am I thinking about? Versus the taste of the food or the smell or the whatever texture. But the six senses we've taken for granted. And it's all going at lightning speed, these frames per second of all these senses. So by you being attentive to what you hear, what you see, what you smell, what you're doing, you're slowing down time. You're slowing down the time that's going at lightning speed of duality. you're slowing down things to be mindful of what you smell, what you see, what you hear, what you're thinking. That's slowing all these things down. And when they're slowed down, you're less likely to do knee-jerk reactions to it and start gluing thoughts and feelings together to make stories. You see each sensation as what it is. And this is a big deal because what I noticed as I was looking around my condo, I could look at a plant and I was no longer taking the plant apart about its leaves, how they looked, or how the pot looked, or I just saw the plant. I was just enjoying the plant. No longer were these automatic thoughts of judgment showing up. But that only occurred because it's been years, I realize now, of me practicing mindfulness, which is, I didn't even recognize what's happening. It was slowing everything down and practicing Trechod or forgiveness, seeing through the form to the light that it is. All that slowing everything down to get these sacred pauses. See, you get the thought. But I took the six senses for granted, but also um, didn't realize, didn't truly get to my core. They were created for capital A awareness, for the sonship to experience what pure love feels like to be inside a body. For it would, all these senses were created to have an experience, to feel in the absolute with no duality to be with. There was only the knowingness. They only knew about God, only knew. But knowing, they realized they wanted to feel what pure love, what God pure love felt like. But to feel something, you got to have two-ness. So this was just a way to feel pure love that got out of hand when the dualistic mind decided it wasn't going to let go. It's not going to let go of these thoughts and feelings about these objects it grew to love. And so it quit listening to capital A awareness and effing fell asleep. Dualistic mind fell asleep and believed two-ness was all there was because it was no longer hearing capital A awareness. Buddha mind, Christ mind, the voice speak to them. So as we open up and get these sacred pauses, guess what will happen? You'll get holy thoughts will come to you because Holy Spirit, capital A, your own capital A awareness, it's wanting to instruct you. Let go. You're feeling some pain. Let go. It's so simple. Oh man. And I never thought about what it would mean for wholeness to exist as I walk around this earth. They exist together. The dual mind with the six senses exists with capital A awareness that knows of this purity of God, that knows, but now due to the being in a form, it can feel or experience pure love. So it's just, wow, what a dance between the knowing of pure love and the experiencing of pure love with all these senses without getting caught up with our past judgments and then projecting our past into the future to affect those things. Okay, let's see what was next. What was next on the list? So then it was Sunday or Saturday, I saw this quote that Lama Surya Das did, quoting Tilopa. And man, it just touched my heart. So I hand wrote it on a piece of paper. And Saturday night, I was watching football games and I forget something else I was watching. But I had the lights off. I just had the light of the TV on. But I'd have to turn the light on once in a while because I would forget this quote. Because for me, on a quote, I look at the sentence, I'll say the sentence, and I'll contemplate the sentence. Then I'll go to the next sentence and contemplate the sentence. And I'd have to keep turning a light on, look at my piece of paper and go back. Now, see, that's my way of investigating and integrating these truths into my daily life. But this was about the mind transcending thought. It grabbed my attention. So here's the quote. Like there's 8 sentences. Like the state of space, the mind transcends thought. Set it at ease in its own nature without rejecting it or maintaining it. When the mind is without objective content, it is Mahamudra. Through familiarization with that, supreme enlightenment is achieved. Well, when I saw those words, supreme enlightenment is achieved, I thought, ooh, I think I'll investigate this because this is 8 simple sentences, right? And we've all been practicing long enough here. Seekers must become finders, right? So picture this first sentence. It's in the email, like the state of space. Now, for me, man, I got it. That's talking about the clear light, Trechod. Jesus' advanced forgiveness, looking beyond the body to the clear light of spirit that's here right now. But it says, like the state of space, the mind transcends thought. So it's saying that mind can transcend this to this state of space. But to do it, it's got to transcend thought, baby. I never thought I would actually do it. I just thought, well, yeah, this is the, because I know the thinking mind, it's called the stinking mind, the stinking thinking mind, where I'm addicted, we're addicted to our thoughts, we're addicted to doing things, we're human doings, we're not, we don't realize we're human beings, we're human thinkers, human doers. When you get wound up in that thinking mind, and that's when you could just back off, lean back, think about clear light of space. But now what I'm talking about here is the investigation and contemplation of holy truths. But look at this third sentence. It says, set it at ease. Well, set what at ease? Your mind. Set my mind at ease in its own nature. And so I think about what's its own nature. Oh, yeah, it's a clear space I see, the openness, the vastness, in its own nature, without rejecting it or maintaining it. So that's thinking about these dual thoughts. Oh, I like some of those thoughts, or I don't like those thoughts. Reject that, or like this, keep that one going. When the mind is without objective content, it is Mahamudra. That just means like Dzogchen, that's clear space. You've made it home. The journey's done, pretty much. Through familiarization with that, meaning the mind's at ease in space, supreme enlightenment is achieved. So what I'm trying to express here in a nutshell, if you're practicing Trechod advanced forgiveness on these thoughts and images, and letting go means letting come and go, there's really nothing to be done. It's letting things come and go is accepting things as they are, which is very difficult to do, but we can do it. That's the natural great perfection. Things are perfect just as they are, just naturally coming and going in the flow, the Tao, the flow. They're coming and going. Unless I reach and grab onto them, then I paste my little story, glue my little thoughts together to make a story, and then I'm rehashing that story over and over and over, right? Well, then you just don't beat yourself up. It's called don't take the walk of shame. Just come back and go, oh, I'm letting go of that. It's that simple. Now, doesn't mean I've made many a list of every person in all my lifetime, and I would sit and look at that list of you are spirit, whole, pure, and innocent, always forgiven and released, and see the clear light of God they were. Because remember the 1500 mind moments? Remember the eyes are doing, let's see, where's my notes? The eyes are doing 30 to 60 frames per second. 1500 mind moment. Whoa, it's judging. It's a thinking. It's a going to town. And it just, so, and it is judging good and bad. So I was letting go of my judgments because I knew I had them of them. Some I really knew, oh boy, I didn't like that person. You know, then, then I'd do more work, more seeing through on them, more times of 100 versus maybe doing 500 on them, right? Seeing through their image to the pure, clear light that they are, the pure love, their pure love, expressing as their unique self. Your pure love, expressing as your unique self. You think each of us got all positives? No. So as it is, we accept ourselves as we are. But yet, as we awaken to this pure love, naturally our speech changes, naturally our gestures change. I just see a whole transformation on my speech, how things have changed over the years. My perspective, my view of the world, the view of human beings, the view of animals, we all want and need the same things. We're just going after it different ways. Doesn't mean we're doormats, doesn't mean you can't set boundaries, but underneath, recognizing their true essence. It's called presencing, presencing, presencing. Because once in a while, when I'm sitting in my chair or walk around, I go, it'll shock me. You know, that movie where the kid hits his face and, I forget what he says, but it's like, whoa, this is God's presence right here, right now. Whoa, dang, I've missed it. God's presence, the clear light, the space that's here right now, right behind Angela, Ed, Danelle, Debbie, Leon, Dee, and Terry. That is God's presence. It's called presencing, meaning you just kind of stop and be with it. Just rest there, be with it as best you can. And you're presencing, you're acknowledging God's presence, and it builds on itself. It stabilizes. That view becomes more and more of what you see because you're practicing it. So I was doing that Talopa quote Saturday night, Sunday morning. Man, I'd handwritten it. I mean, I'm on it, baby, because transcend the mind. The mind transcends thought because I know thoughts, feelings, and sensations. These are the things to let go of. Okay, so anyway, so Sunday morning, so let's see what happens. Okay, this is when this amazing thing happened. And I really am kind of flabbergasted that I hadn't thought about it before. I had not ever knowingly seen through a thought. I'm not kidding you. But I was used to looking at images outside of me and see through them. See through them, be through them, cutting through them to see the clear light, or think of the clear light or spaciousness of God's presence, right? But it dawned on me because, see, I was contemplating this quote for Saturday night, Sunday, or part of Saturday night and Sunday. When I woke up, I'm contemplating it. But bam, it came to me to see through a thought. And I did. I looked at a thought in my mind and I saw through it. And there was clear space. And I heard a click sound. And I have to say, when I hear a click sound in my mind, I know something big is going on. I've made a transition. There's some transitions going on. And when that click happened, I heard that click. And I kind of forget, that was like 6 a.m. I think I went back to sleep no, I think I got up to go to the bathroom and pee. And as I went to lean up, I felt woozy again, like the time when my Kundalini arose all on its own, where I could barely stand up. I had to hold on to the walls, the furniture, the door frame to get to the bathroom from the bedroom. Here, I felt, as I leaned up, I felt woozy. There was a shift from horizontal to vertical. And boy, I really knew it's another shift from horizontal physical plane living to vertical axis, holy, the vertical axis, where the joining of physical with holy clear light was occurring. So I was careful as I walked to the bathroom, came back, went to sleep, then woke back up at whenever 8 o'clock, what I kind of forget. And I decided to go look in my mind again for a thought and see through a thought. So I did it. I saw through another thought and I heard another click. I thought, wow, this uh, belief in a horizontal physical world to a holy world, it takes a while to let go of the of my habitual belief. We just do the best we can. We just keep letting go. And so then when I got up, that same thing happened. I felt that wooziness and was careful, etc. So here's page. So that that spaciousness, that clear light spaciousness, next week I'm going to cover this, is within your form in this central channel, central column. That's where this light force comes and goes through this center. That's a still center of the turning axle of the center of this turning wheel. This is a Tibetan subject I'm talking about here. You see the Dalai Lama and these different monks, they have colored sand and they make a big mandala. And in the middle of it, there's a still center. And radiating all around the edges, these are the realms, all the realms of all the beings. But the still center, it's an axle that turns, it turns. That within that turning axle is the still center of this God presence, clear light. So in your mind, you can just kind of go there into this central column and know there's a tube, it's a column. And in the center is this clear light that it's vibrating out of that center into all your cells, going out into all the realms, all the world, the universes. But it actually is radiating out of every person that way through their central channel. Anyway. Okay, so because the object of this whole journey home is to rest and be within with beingness, awareness aware of itself, which means awareness is aware of this clear light, which is what pure love looks like in the dual realm. Looks like clear light, but it can be colors of light as well. But it also looks like every image. Everything that's out there is an expression of pure love. But that's when it dawned on me, it is so true what Buddhism teaches, that form and emptiness are inseparable. Each image is inseparable from this pure emptiness, it's called, which is a misnomer because this emptiness is the fullness, the wholeness, the completeness of God's pure love in your life. Whether you know it or not, it's there. Form and emptiness are inseparable. Duality and non-duality are inseparably interconnected. Oh, good. This is a stopping point. The mind can transcend thought. So just don't see through, be through images, see through, be through, cut through thoughts in your mind. Any questions, comments? before I stop the recording. I really appreciate each of you coming out. Julia texted she's in an Anam Tutman class. Nance is in a class too, so we miss them, but thank them for texting. So let's look around our tiles, and how we think of others is how we think of ourselves. There's God Angela, God Ed, God Danelle, God Debbie, God Leon, God Terry, God D, God Glenda, and then I go through our group, and I sometimes forget Teresa. Teresa also is working. Sometimes she can come out, but she texts me as well. And anyway, there's Gonzalo, Barbie. Here's Leon, Lynn, Debbie's here, Danelle's here, Alvaro, Corrine, Sally, Dee's here, Lucas, bless Lucas, Julia Bradley DeBose texted, and there's Julie Barker Gillette, Simone Foley, Angela's here, Joan, Joanne, Lorraine, Chaz, Steffens, Casey Jones. Let's see, there's somebody, Liz, Jerry, Gabby, Susan A., and those that I miss. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming out sometimes, texting, having beautiful thoughts, holding us in your prayers and thoughts. And while we're including those prayers and thoughts, we just send out well wishes and prayers to all those places of war on the earth plane. Ukraine, Middle East, the disruptions in the US, Iran, India, Pakistan. Really, really thankful for all the lamas, all the Dalai Lama, tulkus, ministers, all the people, Jewish people, all the different religions. They're all trying to spread this word of God love, hopefully. Thank you for A Course in Miracles, Helen Schuckman, Bill Thetford. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. No thoughts, question. Oh, Angela's got her hand up. Angela, go for it, honey.
Okay, so I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
I just want to thank you for your sharing again today, Glenda. What I got from the one share that you mentioned about about the expired food, and how it just reminded me that these are external triggers that keep us reminding ourselves about what we haven't healed within ourselves, whether it's judgment, or, so we keep doing that. And so again, thank you for reiterating that again, to remind myself also, and pay to our thoughts. Yes, they come and go, but they also are very healing as they come and go. And I just want to mention that was, and talking about pure love. And, I have experienced myself where I totally get the clear light. I get the emotion of there was only, and it's beautiful if you can have that experience. Two things came to my mind. I may have shared it before, but it was after my husband's death, 4 months being in the hospital with him. And I felt like my was totally dead. But one day I took the course, the book with me, and went and sat in the patio, and I looked up into the trees, and the leaves were just swishing back and forth. And there was something that came over me, and that was just like pure love that was intertwined with my own energy. And I just felt alive again. Like, I can't even describe that, but I knew then that, spirit was with me, that all was good, everything was clear, there was no judgment, it was beautiful. So it's a magical, I don't want to say magical, but it was a moment of miracle for me. So I understand that pure, those little glimpses that we get of pure, you know. And I also had that in the hospital when my husband was laying, he was kind of coming around after being in critical condition. But there was a moment that the mirror was behind him, and I looked at the mirror. He lifted his head, he looked at me, I looked at him, and we were one. And there was no, it was only pure love. Because of my presence, I was being very present, being just what is. There was no like fear, or I can't even describe that. I just know there was pure love in that moment. So those were two very, very profound times. So
Oh, that's so amazing because that's what happens along the path is the feeling of that union, that oneness. And it only gets deeper or more stable, and you feel more secure in it, right?
yeah.
That's so beautifully expressed, that swish of the breeze. That's like the wind that's within this central channel that carries love back and forth. You're being rocked, in essence, by love. You united with it. That's so beautiful, Angela.
I don't, trees never look the same anymore. I look at the leaves all the time and they're just beautiful, and the nature itself, is
Yeah, they're
so
enlivened. You now see the enlivened spirit of them, don't you?
absolutely. Yeah, I just thought I'd share that tonight. I don't usually.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, just that's a wonderful reminder. Just sit and be with that. eh, You know, it's beautiful. Anyone else got a thought or comment before I stop the recording? That's way beautiful. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Stop.